When you think of the Deep South, you may think collard greens. I don't grow collard greens. I don't like them, but I'm gonna show you my top 5 that I do grow, that I love, that grow very well here.
Just leave him go. Just hold still. Number 5, Salanova lettuce. Now, when I say Salanova lettuce, I mean really green crisp. There are a lot of other Salanova. Green crisp grows the best, without a doubt. The reds, you get them, you want to have decorative. The red crisp is great, but they just don't plump up like the green crisp. Don't get in the fall, best time to grow them. No bug pests at all. Very, very good. In the spring and summer, late spring particularly, you're going to start to get some issues with plants. Summer, very difficult to grow. Spring, very good. You get it, but you don't get as many cuts as in the fall. Fall, you just keep on going. They handle the frost. Really a great crop. And if you're going to do market gardening and you're trying to make some profit, you got to grow the Salanova. And so that's what I would do. Salanova, particularly the green crisp. Wonderful vegetable here. Romaine. All right, so these aren't as tall as I want, but that's largely because of the shade. So you see the shade here comes in. It's too much shade in the winter time. This is January, too much. Put these out in the open though. Spring, they plump up really good. 2 different types of romaine that I grow, both very, very, very good. Romaine, number 4 on that list. Number 3, without a doubt, kales of all sorts. We don't grow our kales very big because we're always out eating them before they ever get big. Kales of all sorts. Let's see what else we got here. Delicious. We don't let them get very big because we're always eating them. Oh, if I want to hide behind another plant, we say, oh, you're getting big. We've got to stop that. We want the babies. We've got red Russian kale here. This grows better in the summer or the spring than the fall, but if you get them just right, they also grow good. Ooh, I'm gonna eat this one. All right. Kales grow extraordinarily well. All sorts of kales. But we don't let them get very big. We're always eating them. They don't get big around here. But we could, and we can let them, they can grow all the way. Oh, see, I'm eating them. Anything. All right. So now I'm going to show why they're not number 1. There's a big issue depending on the time of the year, and that would be aphids. All right, so aphids do like the kales. Let's see if I can find an example. Yeah. All right, you got to wash them off. They don't do any damage, but you can see aphids. All right, winter, aphids. All right, so if you like your protein, eat it right off the plant. Not a good situation, but they don't do any damage. You just gotta wash them. You can't just go in the garden and pick them. The only reason they're not number 1. Kale's great. All right, number 2. All right, without a doubt, mustards. They grow better than anything. They grow far better than anything. And the only reason I'm not putting them number 1 is because they're not my favorite green. All right, they're really close to number 2. They're just not my favorite green, but they grow wonderfully here. And there's special ways to cook them. I mean, I don't eat these. I don't take these off the plant and eat them. It just makes, it's a shock to my system. They're just so very unusual. The way to cook them is in bacon or in meat. So you got to boil them for I don't know, 20 minutes, 10 to 20 minutes, and then drain half the water and then add some meat and let them soak. When you do that, it's extraordinary. The flavor is really out of this world. It's just it's like potatoes, you know, you don't typically eat them raw out of the ground, you know, you usually cook them, and then you got so many different things you could do with them. That's kind of the thing with mustards if you haven't had them. If you know mustards, it would be no problem for these leaves to be 3 feet long. That's what's bound to happen if you leave them sit. They'll bury everything. They grow really, really, really prolific. Oh, so how much do you eat? About 12 to 14 of these in a dish. All right, because they wilt down pretty quickly. But extraordinary plant, and they grow so easy, zero maintenance, and that's what I'm looking for. I don't want to work on the garden. I want to eat. All right, so there's nothing you need to do. Bugs don't eat it, no problems. Best time to grow it in the fall. Now, number 1, it's actually not a leafy green. I don't know, somebody classified different. It's a brassica. It's the Napa cabbage. By far number 1. Now check this out. All right, and look at that. This thing, about 5 pounds. Very dense, very clean, very beautiful, and extremely nutritious. I've read studies on this vegetable, and it increases your white blood cell count. Like, I mean, I don't know the percentage, I don't remember, but it was like extraordinarily high. All right, if you don't know what white blood cells do, think of the phagocytes. They go around and they eat cancer cells. Okay, it's incredible. Definitely get yourself some cabbage. Grow it in the fall, harvest by in December. And that's the way to do it. Look at that. I'm gonna do green one now. All right, just incredible. Look at that. This one's a little lighter than the other one, but pretty much the same, about 4 or 5 pounds. Just incredible. Now, the bugs do eat it. Here's the thing. They do eat it, but this is the best part about it. Look at it. All right, so they're eating it. They eat the outside, and the greatest thing is about having this is we don't eat the outside, and it keeps the bugs from eating the vegetables you don't want them to eat. All right, so the inside core is spotless, okay? Outside they can eat, they're decaying. You get a little bit of frost, no big deal. It only affects the outside, inside, miraculous. Number 1, without question, best leafy green to grow in the deep south, cabbage. Napa cabbage particularly, grow it in the fall. All right, so here's the thing, got a little special surprise. There is one leafy green that is even perhaps above the cabbage. It's a little bonus surprise, okay? All right, it's not one you'd expect, but it is the arugula. Nothing eats it in the deep south. Oh, man, it is just, it's so easy. Just sprinkle some seeds, grows up in a few days. Now, here's the best part about arugula. Other than that, it's the most amazing tasting vegetable. And I know some of you don't like it. That's your problem, actually. I know it's a big problem. It is good for one reason. Big. If you got asthma, eat your arugula. All right. If you smoke, quit. If you smoke, eat arugula. All right. Here's the cool thing about gardening with arugula: is you sprinkle it in between your brassicas, and then thin it out. And it really creates great ground, companionship for the other plants. All right, check this out. I'm gonna show you what to do with arugula. All right, so here's what you do. Here's what I do anyway. You can do what you want. There's 3 rows here I seed, direct seed. And I get the arugula in between. And then, I have 3 rows. This one I've thinned. And then I go through and take out all the arugula in between except a kale, or then a broccoli, or a kohlrabi, and a kale. And I just kind of go ahead and take out all the arugula, and then you get this beautiful row of the brassicas and some extra kales and stuff in between. But it's really the arugula kind of, even if you don't eat it all, which I can't eat it all, we love it, we kind of throw it down in the ground, and it's really, really good for the soil too. You could do, and it's not that expensive. So and you could sell it, and people go crazy over this. You put this on a sandwich, it's just amazing. But it's very, very nutritious. It's just a shame not everyone loves it. Now, here's the thing about arugula. Up in Ohio, I could grow it in early spring for about like a day, and then it would, not a day, a couple weeks. And then it's not long before bugs are tearing it apart. All right, down here in Florida, nothing eats it. No, bugs don't eat it. I tried giving it to my neighbor's chickens to see if they like it. They don't like it, but so it doesn't have any pests here in Florida. In Ohio, everything ate it. The deer, rabbit, they would devour my garden. So come here, I can now grow arugula, which I love, and it's incredibly tasting. It has so many uses here in the garden. So I kind of lay it down and it just kind of putting the nitrogen back in the ground, but mainly it's just opening up a whole row for other plants when I seed in between it. Arugula, it's like a bonus. It's a level above all of the rest, really, here in Florida. If you have opportunity to grow arugula, it is the easiest, the best. It tastes incredible, has 0 pests. If you have a market to sell it, that's the one to do right there. Okay, so Swiss chard. All right, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful plant. Why is that beautiful? Because I don't let the leaves grow any bigger than that. If they get much bigger, they are eaten, okay? It doesn't take long for them to get eaten. That's a really nice Swiss chard. I'm gonna eat it. So eat the babies. If you wanna just grow, baby greens, all right, you can do it. It's not even difficult. There is another issue, is there's certain types of Swiss chard the bugs love. And I'm gonna eat this real quick here. All right, and like for instance, this one is growing incredible, wonderful. It's this one here. The bugs love it, and they do funky things to the plant. All right, it's almost inedible. I would not eat that if you paid me. There's another one. It's these. It's got those spots. Maybe it's just natural. I don't know. It just doesn't look right. I want nice, clean. If I get a bug bite on that, I'm still gonna eat it because the rest of the plant looks good. But you get some. Look at that. A lot of activity going on there. Somebody's eating that. All right, so you don't let them grow very long. Or maybe you can grow in a greenhouse or aquaponics or hydroponics, but you're gonna lose all the, I'm not a big fan of hydroponics. You're gonna lose a lot of the nutrients and bacteria life that you want out of the ground. So kind of this type, questionable, all right? It just doesn't look as pretty as I like. They are subject to pests, and some do better. So if you get the rainbow chard, you're gonna see some are doing really good, like this one here. So don't let them get very large. If you're gonna grow them, you can do it, but I wouldn't put them in the top 5, that's all.
So those are my top 5 top greens to grow in the deep south. If you can think of some others, I added a couple. I added a bonus and honorable mention, but pretty much everything grows here. It's just my favorite. So those are them. If you like it, if you have other suggestions, put it in the comments. Thank you.
Plenty room on this beach for visitors.
I hope this video helped. I got another coming, so like and subscribe to catch next week. Before I go, I want to share something with you. I know firsthand the frustration that comes with spreadsheet garden planning and unreliable apps. That's why my son and I created the Garden Optimizer. It's a super simple tool with just 4 pages and accessible with 4 buttons. One page is your garden parameters, a second is for your climate parameters, and a third is for your crop definitions. But the real magic happens on the garden page. We took every measure to make the design of this page slicker and more convenient than any garden app out there. You can click on any given day of the year and the AI will show you what you should have in the ground and at what spacing. You can choose to plant in rows or staggered for the best profits or the laziest, lowest maintenance garden. And if you're late at any given task, just click a button to re-optimize and the AI will reroute your plan. But we want your feedback before release. To get involved, pause this video and go to gardenoptimizer.com. That's www.gardenoptimizer.com. Sign up for our newsletter and we'll contact you shortly. Until then, man up and grow.